morning, Bios Cosmos Church, and welcome to our adult department Bible class. Today we're going to talk about the plagues. Okay, this is a real long one. It's almost done now. It's still going. Okay. There we go. Okay. I was going to cut it off, but then I said, it sounds nice. Yes. So let's go ahead and make this real quick, okay? So I know we got a lot to work on this week. Everything's been going good. Everything's going at home. Everyone's being loving and everything. Yeah, you've probably never seen in here before, but this is a new bay. Yeah, this is a little bit different than the other rooms that we've been in. But I have to say, though, it's really nice. So here at Bios Cosmos Church, we want to do an in-depth study and try to use as many scriptures in the Bible as possible. So this is why I like to just go through the Bible and just kind of try to see how many scriptures we can hit in a 3-year period. We're hoping that in a 3-year period, we have hit every single scripture in the Bible no less than 2 times in a 3-year period. Some churches will actually do 1 year, but because we attach so many meanings to so many scriptures, plus we do want that double doing, because when you double do, you kind of get 2 meanings if you come back and go over it again. So at least go through the entire scripture 2 times in a 3-year period. So we're tracking this. Every time a scripture gets used, you may have been seeing a lot more new books and everything. So we're going to try to get it all in. Just get all of it in. Yes. So today we're going to talk about the 10 plagues. Exodus chapter 12, verse 12 says, God's judgment through the 10th plague came upon all the gods of Egypt. Now, let's take a look at this, because there's a lot of things. Of course, it's never been found which deities the Egyptians were worshiping. Now, if you see these plagues here, the first one was blood into water. Now, if you look at the book of Exodus chapter 7, verse 14 through 25, you'll see that the Nile River was turned into blood. Now, this is bad, because this was the primary source of water in the land and the heart of Egypt. So can you imagine one day you go to take a shower, or you want some tap water from the sink, you turn the pipe on, or you're trying to water your plants in the garden, or you're trying to wash your clothes, and then blood just comes pouring out of your faucets. Very creepy, very scary, and at the same time, very biohazard. This was because the Egyptians refused to, this was because the Egyptians were refusing to free the enslaved people. Let's take a look at this. Exodus chapter 8, verse 1 through 15. This was frogs. Frogs invaded everything. And then, here's the worst part. It's bad enough that they invaded everything. They have the nerve to go and die in everything, leaving this stench all over the place. Can you imagine one morning you get out of your bed, you go in your refrigerator, you look, you see dead frogs in your refrigerator? Can you imagine if you had dead frogs in your cupboards and cabinets. You're sitting down, you feel something on the toilet, you're using the bathroom, you feel something hit you, you look, it's a frog in the toilet, and then you see one just run across your foot, and then you jump out of the restroom, common sense, you run into your closet, you open your drawer, socks, underwear, there's dead frogs in your drawers, and then to make matters worse, there's live ones just hopping around. But wait, it gets worse. Look at this. How many of us has ever had to deal with gnats? Yuck. Gnats. And then lice. Well, here's the thing. Imagine that you're in your house. There's thousands of gnats flying around. Some of us have experienced this. If you leave rotting fruit in your house, you'll see there's a bunch of gnats. But what if I told you that what the Egyptians had to deal with was worse? Millions upon billions of gnats, lice everywhere. But wait, it gets worse. How many of you have been bitten by a mosquito? Horrible. Well, Exodus chapter 8, verse 20, verse 32. Let's take a look at this. Now, Psalms chapter 78, verse 45 suggested that it was insects, mosquitoes, and flies that fed on the Egyptians. These things will bite you, and then it will hurt. Now, of course, this is the end of the yucky stuff. Even though this compiling, I mean, you're having a pretty bad day. Your water, all of your water has turned to blood. Your frogs, there are dead frogs all over your house. There's billions of gnats and lice everywhere, and there's flies and mosquitoes just buzzing around you and attacking you, and then clumping onto your property, making it just this nasty mess of 1,000 wings flapping around. The stench is horrible, but then your livestock, your cows, your pigs, your sheep, they die. See, Exodus chapter 9, verse 1 through 7, a plague was sent on the Egyptians in the fields. The Israelites' livestock was unharmed. See, we're the Israelites. We're descendants of the Israelites. The Egyptians, their livestock was dead. But then it got worse. Boils appeared on both the Egyptians and their animals. Egyptians' priest healers could do nothing to help. Exodus chapter 9, verse 8 through 12. Boils. Now, we've all had those before. One of them is terrible. Can you imagine if your whole body's covered in them, and then your whole entire family and your pets have them as well? And then yet still it gets worse. A hailstorm struck Egypt land. Some of the Pharaoh's officials sided with Moses after this one. Yeah, I don't blame them. How many of you would side with Moses after this plague too? When golf ball size hail starts damaging your car, punching holes in your roof to release thousands of locusts and mosquitoes and gnats and bugs and frogs, and then the dead frogs are left behind supposedly, maybe messes up or breaks one of your water main pipe to release blood everywhere, yeah, you're going to side with Moses. But guess what? Pharaoh stood his ground. Locusts ate every plant and destroyed that wasn't destroyed in the hailstorm. Now, the Egyptian officials pleaded with Moses to listen, pleaded with Pharaoh to listen to Moses. So now, all of the livestock is dead. Hail came through and destroyed everything. And then now you have these bugs. They just sit here, and all they do is just clamping away, destroying the rest of your produce. This is targeted. The officials, some of them are taking Moses' side. Now they're trying to get him to listen to Moses. Pharaoh with a resounding no. So now, look at this. Exodus chapter 10, verse 21 through 29. Darkness. Intense darkness descended upon the land for 3 days. It was so dark that it was described as if it could be touched. Darkness. So now it's bad enough. All of your water is blood. You have frogs and dead frogs everywhere. You have billions of gnats in your house. You have mosquitoes stinging you. All of your livestock is dead. You're covered in boils. Golf ball size hail broke all of your things, damaged your property, damaged your beloved car. There are locusts that's eating the rest of your plants. Now you can't see. The power went out. Pure darkness. You can't see anything. But wait, it gets worse. The 10th plague. Exodus chapter 11, verse 1. And then Exodus chapter 12, verse 30. God struck dead all firstborn males, including Pharaoh's son. So, I guess we weren't having that bad of a day at all until this happened. God said, okay, well, I'm done playing around. I'm serious now. All these firstborn sons. Now, in today's day and age, where power is usually passed democratically and anyone can step up and whatnot, this wouldn't be bad. If this was to happen, something like this in the U.S., it wouldn't be a devastation. But ancient Egypt, this could wipe out the entire country. Power was only passed to the firstborn son. God knew what he was doing. He did this. Why couldn't he do all the males? Why only the firstborn son? There would be no one to pass the kingdom off to because all of the eligible people would be dead. Pharaoh's firstborn son too, the worst of which. Because guess what? So everyone that's eligible, God wiped out all of the people that were supposed to relieve Pharaoh. Thought you were having a bad day. Well, now, God said, I'll show you a bad day. Let my people go. Finally, God listened to Moses. Well, this was a wonderful time, but I do have to go now, and it was fun saying that, just having a casual discussion about the 10 plagues. And yeah, I try to keep that one informal, but yes, I will see you next Thursday. Remember, keep track of those scriptures. Have a wonderful day, and may God bless you.